The last but not the least, I would like to move on to our final speaker, high-level climate champion, Nigel Topping. Thank you, Nigel, for being part of today's session. Actually, we are a little bit ahead of schedule. I'm very surprised. Everyone's keeping on time. So you have an honor to spend your time, maximum 5 minutes, but for your statement. Please, Nigel.
Konbanwa. Firstly, let me welcome the initiative of Governor Koike, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government, and ICLEI in convening this gathering at such a critical time. I must say I was ready to press the translation button, but I want to thank all my Japanese, French, and Indonesian colleagues for their excellent English. It's truly humbling. So thank you for that. And it's really humbling and inspiring to be with such a group of leaders. You know, as the incoming high-level climate champion for COP26, and together with my Chilean colleague Gonzalo Munoz, the champion for COP25, our central task is to galvanize and accelerate commitments to climate action from the corporations, investors, states, and cities that make up what we call the real economy. And we're gathering up these commitments under what we call the Race to Zero. And I want to thank Mayor Garcetti, Governor Koike, and other C40 leaders and ICLEI for coming together in the cities Race to Zero as part of this. We hope we can get to many more than 1,000 cities by the time we get to Glasgow. I also know we often talk about radical collaboration. So I love that Jakarta has named itself a city of collaboration. It's only together. We say this is a race we can only win if we're all in. And we know that we're in a world that's quickly urbanizing. And so the role of cities and prefectures lies at the very heart of our global challenge. So we've been really encouraged by the leadership throughout Japan with Minister Koizumi, Governor Koike, and ICLEI. I think galvanizing, now more than 260 leaders of Japanese cities, towns, and villages, representing more than 3/4 of Japan's population, committed to achieving net zeros by 2050. This was unthinkable 2 years ago, and it now puts Japan ahead of the pack, I think, for net zero commitments at the sub-national level. But we know that sort of commitment also creates the political space for leadership for Prime Minister Suga to make his announcement last year. Now, of course, the Race to Zero is about much more than just declaring long-term visions. Most mayors, most CEOs will not be in position in 2050. It's really about immediate goals for implementation, putting those 2050 commitments into action now. So I really want to salute Governor Koike's very specific plan of not just halving emissions by 2030, but how to do that. And that's what we need from we really need to focus now on the next 5 and 10 years to set this tone for more immediate ambition at national level, including, we hope that we're hopeful now that the current energy mix review in Japan will lead to much deeper national emissions targets. As Mike Bloomberg said, it's something which Japanese businesses have been calling for as well. I love, Governor Koike, your focus on buildings, I think often neglected, and we know that green retrofit will be one of the great ways of creating employment as well as improving the quality of jobs as we recover from COVID. Also love your focus on green hydrogen. I would say that we also increasingly see that the pace of this transition is a matter of national competitiveness, and that cities can particularly help drive not just the switch to renewable energy, but the early phase out of polluting combustion engines. This has been one of the keys to Japanese automotive industry's competitiveness. So hopefully we'll start to see moves towards 2030 or 2035 like we're seeing elsewhere in the world. I'm also thrilled to see your promotion of green finance as a major finance center. You know, we helped launch the Net Zero Asset Management Initiative in December, and we're really impressed that $9 trillion of assets signed up to that. Clearly, the signals that Philip and Larry Fink have indicated from BlackRock that they're pursuing the same trajectory means I think we can say we've got nearly $20 trillion of assets committed now. So this is unstoppable momentum. At the local level, I think that bringing more of Japan's local governments into the Race to Zero is about, as Mayor Garcetti says, offering people a more efficient, safer, and healthier urban environment to go about their own lives. Improving the efficiency of our buildings, getting back to the bike as a means of transport, not just a means of leisure, and creating new green zones for our children to play in with clean air. So to all our speakers today, I'd like to end by saying we see huge potential for a more dedicated national plan in Japan and elsewhere to assist cities and towns with less capacity to accelerate their own zero carbon journeys. the race to zero is not just about big declarations and commitments. It's about real examples of exponential transformational change. Change now. It is time to act. Thank you for your leadership, Governor Koike and Tokyo Metropolitan Government. Thank you to all your Japanese colleagues. Together, we will win the race to zero. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you.
ありがとうございます。